So I guess my question is, or there were questions that are being asked. Let me introduce myself one more time. Andre Clark, aka Bishop Drayson Clark, on Facebook. Also, before I get going, as you guys can see, I have my very first book. I was gonna pretty much announce that I have edition number one, Play by Sight. Play by Sight has gone worldwide. 17 top public publishing companies in the world. My second edition is here as well. We have the hardcover and the paperback, and also digital download. So before I move on, I just wanted to make the announcement. If you are willing to sit back and learn how to play some really nice chords, I have researched high and low to see if there's anybody um, blazing really relevant dope chords out there, and so I'm giving you the names of the chords and so forth. Uh, and I have not really had good success with it, so I've decided to be that first guy. Me, I myself, Bishop Drayson Clark, aka because I know there are a lot of musicians out there who want to know how to play, learn how to play, and they want to learn what it is that they're actually playing. Now, I know my subject I said on here. How much time do one need to be able to play well? And there was a little clause there where I kind of just said in some part. TikTok doesn't allow me to put too much of a description, so I have to shorten it up for you guys. TikTok, sorry, but I don't know why my maybe I have to be on TikTok for a year or so. I don't know. Maybe I'm on some type of trial or something, whatever it is. But I don't know why it's taking so long for them to allow me to be able to make my description a lot longer than what it is. But I'm here, um, and I'm fairly new with TikTok, so I guess we have to say so we're fairly new to something. TikTok wants to make sure, kind of like a job, we want to make sure we're gonna put you on a 90-day trial, or 90-day parole. Parole. I don't think I want to be on parole. Probation. That's what I meant to say, not parole. Ooh, probation. They'll put you on a 90-day probation and see if you're gonna stick with them for a while. But yeah. So it's kind of hard for me to put long sentences on there. What I really want to say when I do it on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or on YouTube. So I'm like, man, I can't even put what I want to say on here. Everything got to be short, or either I just have to say one word and then tell y'all what I'm thinking at the moment. So yes, I did wanted to just come first, introduce myself. I am an author now, officially since last year, 2025. I'm not gonna go into this long story about me being sick and terribly in 23 when I was almost finna kick the bucket in that year. 24, I thought I was gonna kick the. Okay, I ain't gonna tell you. Yeah, most of y'all see my videos, so you pretty much can go back in my video library wherever it's at listing, and you can see where I kind of testified where I was uh, pretty much was gonna be up out of here, but God said not today, not tomorrow, not next week. I'm gonna give you some more time. Okay. Um. So I'm here again now. Depending on, as I was gonna say, what my subject is, how much time do you need? And I guess it doesn't matter whether you're beginner or intermediate or well advanced. I guess when you're advanced, you're already past everybody else. But how much time should one need to practice? And this is talking about just practice. I didn't say how you're gonna progress faster. I will say it now that I said it. So if you could practice for 30 minutes a day, all right, a day, all right, get you a little something, type of little binder, a book, or something, and this is something I was thinking about, but this does will slow me down if I were to do this. But I turned my 1 minute practice into um, a 2 minute a 2 minute practice, and then a 2 minute practice went into excuse me, a 5 minute thing, and before I would knew it, my 5 minute practice turned into a 10 minutes, and then a 10 minute practice turned into a 15 minutes. Now don't get me wrong, y'all. I didn't spend 1 minute technically on one item. Okay, so what I'm gonna say next is whatever you put in front of you, make it count. So I always would say this: have an A and a B and a C and a D and an E, right? Um, an A and a B and a C and a D and an E. Okay, I call it the just in case you end up finishing your first item in whatever amount of minutes you want to spend. So I would have said that if you're a beginner musician, all right, and now hear me when I say this. I have been playing for a bit, but I just didn't know a lot. Okay, the reason why I got silent there was because the lack of knowledge can either make you or break you. So I didn't know a lot. And then I didn't have a lot. Okay. So with that combination, um, the only time when I was ever had to practice was when I had to go to church and show up at church rehearsal at church or at a rehearsal. All right, now here's something I had always prayed about. I don't know if anybody out there would agree with me. Well, once I got my instrument, right? I said, man, I'm gonna be on this key. I'm gonna want, my desire was the organ. I'm an organist, so I really wanted to learn how to play the organ really well. So that was my biggest desire. Man, I'm gonna give me an organ. I'm gonna give me an organ. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna give me an organ with my $9 and $10 an hour job. And this is way back, y'all. We gotta go all the way back in many years back. I'm gonna save up by $9.10 wages on my job to try to figure out how I'm gonna get me a B3 Hammond organ. All right. Now, somewhere along the line, I ended up with my very first keyboard. Yeah. Now that was before my $9 and 10 cent per hour wages I had then. Back then, I was living in the city, so when you get the city job, you get paid a little bit more, like 10, 12, and $13 an hour, like that. But so yeah, I finally one day after I got married, 88. I don't remember. It might have been 89, 90, 90, somewhere in there when I first got my first keyboard from Guitar Center. Um, so yes, I bought it and only had it probably for like 3 months, and next thing I know, I sold it again because back then I was young and dumb, spending money and doing things, and yeah, married and all that kind of stuff. Y'all, just young and dumb, just doing stuff. So life was not pleasant. It wasn't easy. I'm not gonna tell you all my business, but I was doing some stuff that was just, okay, it wasn't adding up right. Still was married. Wife was upset, but I was doing things. But um, point is, I ended up selling it, and after 3 months of having this keyboard, it was my very first keyboard from Guitar Center. It wasn't the Yamaha. I can't remember what the name was. It started with a W. I can't remember, but it was more like a synthesizer then, and that's when it was kind of cheap, right around $300. Tax, and it came with everything: the keyboard, the seat, the stand, the pedals. What else did it come with? Pretty much all of the accessory. I think I had the bag to put the keyboard in and the amplifier. So all of that came up about $500 and some change or whatever, $500-$600. Yeah, I ended up selling all that for 300 and something. I was doing crazy stuff back then. I was a lot younger, young and dumb. This is to say this now. So years later, many years later, I would say I probably got my D3 Hammond organ. Once I got made up my mind and got my act together a little bit. I mean, it wasn't 100%, but just a little bit, about 5%, 1%, somewhere in there. I was acting up, y'all. I wasn't always pleasant. I wasn't always. People be saying, "Oh man, you a nice guy." Yeah, I'm a nice guy, but okay. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna leave that alone. So anyway, So doing stuff. Probably around right. I know it was before. Let me see, cause we moved to Vallejo. I'm trying to remember what year it was. It was probably somewhere in the mid 90s, uh, mid 90s, early part of '90s. Oh, we moved to Vallejo. So meanwhile, while I was playing for the church, I ended up saving money up with the job that I was doing over there in the city, and yeah, it wasn't easy. As a matter of fact, actually, how I really actually did it was I did it through the church, majority of it, because every Sunday, we get paid every Sunday. So I just told the pastors, you know what, I'm determined. I want to get this. I want to get a Hammond organ, but I got it was through the late Bernard Webb. Now, okay, I didn't get it through him per se. It was that I happened to run across a preacher um, that had the same name, which is kind of interesting. But anyway, his name was back then he was minister. What was his name? Minister. Yeah, top of my mind, just forgot it that quick. What was his name? Oh my goodness, I don't forgot his name again. Anyway, he was a minister then. Don something. I don't got his last name. That's terrible. Um, but he was a minister at that time, and he was in, he had organs and stuff. We had collaborated. We talked. We connect. He gave me his number. Some unknown reason, I lost the doggone number. um, so I was gonna do a price check on and see how much he was gonna sell me an organ. This is how the history went with this, but lost his number. Meanwhile, I'm already coordinated with the church, with the pastor and the church, the trustee, the board. Y'all can hold the money. Don't pay me. I still have my little jobs in and out wherever I was doing. None of y'all business, but I was doing what I was doing and trying to save up that. And of course, my wife was working and stuff like that, but I wasn't gonna take a nickel or dime from her at all because that's not cool. But I did tell her what I was up to. So I ended up saving up the money through the church. That was the majority of it. But the craziest thing was when I was trying to call this minister up, and somehow I lost his phone number. So I called the 411. The 411 gave me three different phone numbers. One was disconnected. One person answered, said that they weren't who I was looking for. And then the third person called me back and said, "Hey, I hear you looking for something." And I actually thought it was the person who I was trying to connect with, which was crazy. But this man said, "Hey man, I might have something for you. Why don't you come to my church, to the church?" He didn't say my church. He just said come to the church. So I was just assuming it was the minister I was talking to. So me and my wife, when they met with him, and kind of found out he wasn't the person who I was trying to connect with. But you see how God fixed it, so this is kind of funny. But so we roll up, and this deacon comes out the church. I'm like, "Hey, I'm looking for I believe his name. I can't remember the rest of it. Don something. I can't remember the last name, but." And then the minister said, "Oh yeah, you looking for our pastor, Reverend Don, blah blah blah." I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hold on, man. Let me go get him. He down the street trying to do some ministry stuff." So he gets him. He comes back. We go into church, and he's like, "Yeah, hey man, nice to meet you." I'm looking at him like, "This you ain't the same guy I'm supposed to be talking to." Anyway, we role play, y'all. So I'm doing the role play. Me and my wife are like, "Okay, what's up? What's going on?" We get in there, and beautiful church in the city, Baptist church, by the way. And so we go in here, and he's showing me his church and everything. And then he shows me the first thing he shows me the organ, and I'm like, "Man, you about to sell this organ? This organ is clean, sparkling clean. I was like, woo, candy apple, right? No, okay, no. Oh, no, it was beautiful actually. You could tell that the organ was kept, and so he said, so you play the organ? I said, yeah, just a little bit. He said, well, I generally don't let nobody get on our instruments, and I respect that. I generally don't let nobody get on our instruments and touch any of our stuff. So he was like, okay, I trusted that you know what you're doing. I crank up with the organ. Oh my God, he must have had at least five Leslies around that whole church. But I was like, dang, he hit like this? Oh my God, man! I was like, I'm like, you for real? Are you really like trying to steal? He said, oh, no, 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 no. I was like, why you tease me like that? So anyway, he was like, no, I got something that you might consider. So he gave me these ultimatums. We have door number one, door number two, and door number three. Because I guess the church was so big, so they had storage areas within outside of the church sanctuary. So he's like, door number one, door number two, and door number three. And then we have the basement. I'm like, me and my wife were like, we ain't going into the basement. No, not the basement. My wife said, I ain't going down there. And I was like, I don't, to this day, I don't know what was down in the basement. So, but he was like, door one, door two, door three, you choose. So anyway, we opened up all three doors. Door number one, it was a Hammond organ, but it was the house Hammond organ type of model. So I'm like, nah, I'm good. Door number two was the one Hammond organ I have now. It was covered up and everything like that. It had a lot of dust that was accumulated in that room. And so in the corner, the reason why I started tripping out was because in the corner, I saw a Leslie cabinet, but I thought it was the Leslie, for real Leslie speaker, like, the 122. So I was like, oh, okay. I gotta be a Hammond organ. Oh my God, I know that's the B3 for sure. So then all I saw was down the legs, and I was like, that gotta be the B3 for sure, because I see the bottom of the leg. They had the whole organ pretty much covered, but I saw down its legs, and I was like, oh no. And then the pedals were behind the organ because they had it on the wall. So the pedals was covered, but I could still see, and that got to be the B3 Hammond organ for sure. Anyway, so he was like, all right, then we got door number three. So we never went to door number three, but for door three, I could pretty much, when you look in there, you can kind of like, nah, that's not going to be the one. That's not going to be the one. That's not going to be the one. So door number two, we go in there, pull off the cover. He had everything, the cords and everything. And so I plugged up everything. Now, the Leslie that was in there was not the actual Leslie speaker. It was more of what they call it, the speaker within the cabinet. But it still sounded good, though. Plugged it up, cranked it up the first time around, and the organ fired up. I got on it and played one note. I immediately knew that organ was been taken care of, or had previously had been tuned or worked on. So I said, man, how much you want for this? And he said, well, I only have one problem. And I was like, no, not a problem, but just a situation. So the late Renard Webb had put money on this organ, and about 3 to 4 months prior, because he was going to buy this organ. Now, 3 months prior, before this, because I didn't tell that y'all that's the story, but I had ran into the late Renard Webb before this part. So, and he was playing at the church over in San Francisco. I forgot what was the name of it. Chuho. Chuho. And that day, I ran into him. He had said that he had just recently gotten out the hospital and he wasn't feeling well, and he wasn't for sure about what was going to happen within the next 90 days, something like that. But he didn't go into it. You just kind of put it out there like that. And I totally forgot about that conversation we had. Like, I completely just blanked out on that situation. So the craziest thing was this. Out of respect, I'm jumping back now. Well, so we went to the future and we went to the past. All right, so this is like before and afterwards, basically. So I said to the preacher there, Reverend Don Phillips. There it is. That's his name, Reverend Don Phillips. I'm right to get the name together. I'm talking about Phillips Screwdriver. So I thought I was gonna be connecting with Minister Don Phillips, which is in the Church of God in Christ arena ministry on that level. Anyway, so we ended up running to a minister. Honestly, Minister Reverend. His name was Reverend Don Phillips, and he was the pastor of one of the church out of the city. So he said, well, I said, well, how much money did he put down on it? Just and he used to say, he put money on it. I said, okay, that's fine, whatever. So I said, tell you what, I'll give you a month or I think about 30 days. I think my exact words was 30 days from the day, and if it was probably more than likely more than 30 days from that date that I talked to him actually, because it was in the middle of the month when I met up with him, so it was more than 30 days. But I was like, I give you 30 days from now moving forward, but it was more than 30 days, y'all. I think it was more than that, yeah. 30 days plus 2 weeks. All right, so a month and a half to reconnect with the late Renard Webb. We call him Chuck, Chuck Webb. So to find out if he's still interested in the organ. If not, then I'll be back literally in 30 days. But I told y'all, it was at least 2 weeks. Um, more than the 30 days. 2 weeks and 30 days plus the 2 weeks. Y'all know the numbers. So now this is crazy. This is how this thing went down. So all that time went by, the 2 weeks in that month when I talked to that reverend, and then all the way through the whole month of the 30 days of that month when I purchased before purchasing the organ. I called him 2 weeks earlier, actually 3 weeks earlier, in the middle of the next month, and said, "How's things going?" And he says, "I'll let you know. I'll let you know sooner or later, so to speak." I said, "Okay, well, time is ticking. We got about 2 or 3 more weeks to go." Now, this is how crazy this went down. Now, remember, I said earlier I had a conversation with Chuck then. Now, Chuck Webb had ended up getting sick during that time span, and I didn't know it, that he was rehospitalized after I had already seen him. And we had already spoken and talked at the church in San Francisco, which was Chuo. I'll never forget it. I will always remember Chuo because he was playing for Chuo. So I was like, wow. So um, all of a sudden one day, um, I called maybe like one day before, and I said, "Hey, I'm coming through." So the deacons was like, "Hey, well, we expecting to come through, so just come through." Now this is what's crazy. What happened? Had no idea that I was gonna be moving out of the city to Vallejo, but it just happened. My wife decided, you know what? Let's move from where we at. It moved to Vallejo because by this her mom had moved to Vallejo. Had already been in Vallejo for already 10 years or something like that. So she was like, I want to be closer to my mom, so we can make sure she okay. All right. So I was like, okay. All right. So next year I know, my wife is like, yo, we moving out from where we at. So we gave them the whatever y'all call it, I don't know, the 30-day, 2 days, 2 weeks notice, and said we out. And I didn't know this was going to happen. My wife was spontaneous at times. I'm not feeling us where we at. We got to go. So all of a sudden she was like, I don't want to be here no more. Let's go. Huh? Where are we going? Don't worry about it. I got this taken care of. I'm like, what? Where we go? Let's go get the U-Haul truck. I'm like, what? So we go get the U-Haul truck on the last day in that month. And like I said, I had no idea this was going to go down the way it did. So we go get the U-Haul truck, and I'm like, yo, okay, this is the last day. Let's go over here to the church while we packing our stuff up. I think we used to live on San Bruno, I think. We was on San Bruno, and she just didn't want to be there anymore. So I'm like, man. Um, I considered San Bruno was the nicer areas in my opinion, but it was pretty pricey. So she was like, "I'm not gonna pay all this no more money to this. We need to move. We need to move somewhere else." And I want to move closer to my mom. I'm like, all right. So we go get the truck, and then well, like we pack everything up, and and I remember this vividly. I was like, "Well, we gotta do one more stop." She was like, "Okay, fine, whatever. We got room for one more item." So we went to the church and met with the brethren. And Reverend said, "Oh man, you here?" I said, "Yeah, I'm here." I had my envelope, and he was like, "I was like, hey, how's things going? Everything went well." He says, "Well, I haven't heard back from Chuck Webb." At the time, we didn't know that Chuck Webb had already expired. He had already passed on. I didn't know. So he was like, "I ain't heard back from him or anybody in the family or nothing like that." So I'm like, I guess the organ is yours." Hand him the check, load it up, and we got going. Moved to Vallejo. Realized I couldn't take the organ with me up to where we was going to stay because the flight of stairs was ridiculous. So I was like, "Ain't no way we gonna be able to put this organ here." So we ended up taking the organ to my mother-in-law's house, which was fantastic anyway, because she only lived about 10 minutes from where we were staying. So I was like, fine, all right, let's go over there. We dropped it off there, and then that's pretty much how that went down. I had to leave it there in a garage for about 10 years, almost up to 10 years before we moved here to Antioch, which is back in 2000. I moved here in 2000. So every blue moon throughout the year, I would go over to mom's house and spark up the organ and make sure it still works and everything was going good. So this is how I got my Hammond organ out. Now let's get back to this practice. I didn't mean to go through all that, but that was just the history how I got going with trying to get better over time. Now, did I get better over time? My point, what I was saying, I used to say this all the time. Man, if I ever get a nice keyboard or organ, I'm gonna be practicing like a maniac. I'm gonna be on that thing every minute, every second I get a chance. All right, that did work out like that at first. When we moved here to Antioch, yes, I moved my organ here to Antioch. When I got to Antioch, I ended up getting the keyboard. Not many days hence, I said, "Yep, I'm gonna be on this keyboard every day." So my thing is, if anybody wants to know how much time should you spend practicing on your keyboard to get better or get good at what it is that you're trying to do, it really depends. Now we use the word advance yourself to become advanced level. That depends on you. That's the whole point I'm saying. So yeah, when I got my hammer organ and when I got the keyboard, I ain't gonna lie, I was pretty much doing it almost every day. I didn't really miss a beat unless otherwise I was sick or my wife had me going doing something around the house or the kids had something going on, whatever. My homeboy, actually, I'm gonna call my music teacher, he's still my homie, lent me a little tiny keyboard where I could take it and put it in the car, practice on it. And I did it religiously. And then I was also transcribing religiously every chance I got outside of work or at work, on my breaks, on my lunch breaks. I was really like driven, hardcore driven. I would say hardcore driven, meaning that I didn't waste time. So I had an issue where I was telling my music, she said, "Man, I want to sound better. I want to sound good." But he was like, "Well, you got to do something to make some changes." And I made some drastic changes. And some of my changes, other people didn't like it, like church. Oh man, I stopped playing at church. Because that's another story I would say that I felt like, hey, you know what? If I'm hindering the ministry, then I might as well just stop playing for a bit. And yes, I have done it more than several times. Just break and said, okay, you know what? I'm just stuck in one key, or it's not that I was stuck in one key, but I was too bogged down mentally, emotionally, the whole nine, trying to work take care of my kids, or my children, my wife, my household, and bills, and my $9.10. When I came here to Antioch, my $9.10 job, to support my family and keep myself under this roof that I'm under, was definitely a challenge for sure. So that's how I did it, right? And then over time, I took my 1 minute practice and turned it into wherever y'all see me do now. Y'all might see me get up 3 hours. Y'all might see me doing 4 hours. Y'all might catch me doing 5. Y'all might catch me doing 6 hours or 7 or 8. Now, I always used to say, man, I need at least 3 hours to practice so I can be, dope, nice, or really good at what I need to do. I need 3 hours. If I don't get, actually, no, it was 5. I need 5 solid hours. And I need that 5 solid hours every day. And not miss a beat. I don't care if my leg was falling off, or I don't care if my back, my shoulders was coming apart. I was determined that I wanted to get better. But yeah, that didn't work out like that. It was more of me having to say, you know what? At least take 1 minute just to start it, right? Then over time, like I said, that turned into a 5 minute, and it turned into a 15 minutes, and it turned into, a 20 minute, 25, and a 30 minutes. I would say if you're a beginner musician, do at least 30 minutes a day. And even if you can't do it every single consecutive days, every other day, you know what I'm saying? Or every other 2 days, spend 30 minutes at least. Then your 30 minutes is going to end up somehow, you going to figure it out. Believe me, you going to figure it out. Then it may turn into an hour, all right? And then next you know, it's going to turn into 2 hours, all right? You're going to find out one way or another. I had to sacrifice 2 things, 3 things, 4 things, maybe. Yeah, a few things. Sometimes y'all might say, bro, you been on here, you ain't had no eating. You ain't drank a sip of water, nothing. You ain't over there watching the One-Eyed Demon. You ain't sleeping all day. Cause believe me, I would sleep all day. My wife used to say, man, you dead? Back in the day. She be like, bro, you dead or something? You dead? You ain't doing nothing. That's what my mom always said. You ain't doing nothing. You just as lazy. Now I had to change all that. That's why, okay, my wife is on me now. She's my worst critic. My wife would tell me in a heartbeat, bro, you just lazy. You ain't doing nothing for nothing, huh? So I had to change. I had to flip that up and be like, okay, all right, I don't want my wife to think I'm a lazy dude. All right, yeah, my wife she hardcore. Love her to death, but she my worst critic. I'm my worst critic my own self, but have her in my back pocket. Oh my God, oh my Lord, have mercy. She gonna let me know. So yes, your 2 minute, your 1 minute can turn into like I said, an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. But it's something that you might have to sacrifice, like I said. So I'm trying not to do the sacrificing of eating, y'all. I know I get carried away and keep going and going and going, but okay, see, I'm taking a sip. Well, I should be drinking some water too. I know y'all gonna get on me. I should be drinking a bottle of water too. All this sugar I'm doing. Okay, I did a lot of talking, but I just wanted to testify to say that basically this is how I'm doing it. Even if I'm learning a tune, my wife gave me some tunes to learn or songs to learn, and I use it as ideas in my mind. But she's y'all we all call it songs. I want you to learn this song. Okay, all right. In my mind, okay, all right, let me learn this idea. So yes, I don't necessarily have to sit here and spend 30 minutes doing what I'm doing. Because I have an A and a B and a C and a D and an E. A, B, C, D, E. I got an A, B, C, D, and E plan. So have a plan. If your 30 minutes of you practice on something, because I wouldn't want to be practicing on this. I should have already had that in 1 second. Woo! I should not have to spend 30 minutes doing that. So have an A and a B and a C and a D. And then you're going to start seeing yourself gradually growing musically, right? In steps. So yeah, what is that? The 7-3-6 move. I was like, I ain't never what? And I had to learn all this stuff. I had to learn, my numbers. And everything that I'm mentioning, I supplying all this information in my play by sight edition number 1 and also in edition number 2 as well. Okay? So everything I speak on and everything I preach on is in the book. And this is how I'm able to do things step by step. What is that I'm actually doing step by step, chord wise. A flat major 7 voicing. E flat. And I just put those two things together. And I have an A flat major 9. Now the bass line. B flat 13 sets voicing. And that can be played in more than one way. Yeah. Yes, more than one way. That's what we call real practice. If you're really trying to figure out what other way can I play this chord. Inversion. What other way can I play it? Woo! What other way can I play it? Right? So it's more than one way. Now, it's about how much time I'm going to put into it. Right? So if I say it, I want to just play my 7-3-6 in all 12 keys. That's what I'm going to put as my project number 1. So I want to say A, B, C, D, E. Right? So project number 1, I'm going to learn how to play in all 12 keys, my 7-3-6 moves. And eventually, over time, I will start venturing out into the different routes of doing them. Well, right now, I'll stick with just the one for now, the one route. All right. I know accidentally my hands might go ahead and do the other routes because I'm practicing or I'm tired of playing it that one way. I'm like, man, there's got to be another way. And then I would start addressing it as I go, knowing what? Inversions. All right. So, 7. Now I have the notion of what chords I'm playing with and without bass line. Alright? This is all in my book, y'all. The 7-13 5. And then bass line. Now I know it's a B7, B flat 7 with the sharp 9, flat 5. And now I can switch it up. And play around with that voicing. And I can play with I'm now using the major chord D flat and playing around with it now. Right? B flat 7 sharp 5. And then I'm gonna come up. And now I'm doing sharp now. Alright? So now I have sharp 9 sharp 5. B flat 7 sharp 9 sharp 5. So I have these 3 different rates. And what am I doing? Minor, major, 7th, 4th chord in the book. And I'm messing around with the major 3rd in my left hand because I'm picking up the bass line. But what does it say we don't do the bass line? I still got 3 chords right there. Alright, and remember, it's about how much time you want to spend. What it is that I want to do in all 12 keys to get this idea of bettering myself over time. Right? So yeah, I have the 7. 13, not 5. Ooh, diminished major 7. Ooh, in the major 7 with the flat side. And every chord I just played. Chapter number. Let's see. Let's go with this one. Now I have this one in several chapters, as a matter of fact, because there's more than one way to approach the voicings of this chord. So I believe this one is going in my new book, my 3rd book, which is edition number 3 coming soon this year. What was that? So let's look at what chapter I have this particular voicing of chords. Let's slide through it. Now, the ones I just mentioned, those other. Okay, let's go in row in order. Let's see what I'm working with now. Let's just say what we're working with now. So I think I put that one in chapter. I don't memorize everything yet, so I should. So let's go on up in here. This is the edition number 2, y'all. Going over to those who already purchased your book, you already know what's up. You already know, as they say, what time it is. You're definitely going to advance your plan quickly. I know I said that, right? Yeah, you will. You will. You're going to. You ain't got no choice. So I have this in chapter number 25. I have it voiced in different ways because it's always more than one way to approach the same chord. All right. Now this one here, I have it the way I'm doing it right now. Remember, there's another way to move your chords up. Right now, I have it here. Now in the book, I have it up here. It's the same chord, right? I have it in the book, pictured and everything. You can't mess this up. I have it up here. Page 64. For those who already had your book, if you're watching this video, y'all can say he ain't lying. Tell him, put it down there. He ain't lying. It's in the book. It's in the book. Chapter 25. Yeah, it's in the book. All right. I have this voicing in the book, but we also put it down here too. Okay. But it's up here. Now you can put it here. And if you got more, you can put it here too. And if you want to, up here. And it was high up on the board. And down here. Alright. So in the book, I put it here. But that was because I've heard musicians do it here. Right? Y'all know the jumpy. Alright, so yes, I have it in the book here because I told you it's more than one way to approach this chord. But we have it already in the book, just with the chord spread out versus inside. So this time I'm gonna put it in the book inside. And that way you playing a chord out here like this, but now we're coming inside, and I can easily, and that allows individually. Now, some of us musicians like to use two fingers. All we're doing is the minor third and your tritones. So some of us like to do ba ba da 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 da, or some of us will do it individually. Right? Y'all get the point. Right, so now I said, you could do it outside too. Because you're going lower, and I always start this around the C voicing, so I won't go too far down the board here. So I start around the C713 odd 5, all right, and then I'll chromatically go up. Back to the chord we're going to. Woo! And transpose. Woo! Y'all get the point, alright? So I'm actually now going to do the other version and bring it here. Right. Now I do have it in 23, I thought. I could have sworn I saw it. And was it chapter 23 or was it chapter 20 something? I saw it in another chapter. Oh, chapter 21. Okay, now chapter 21. Wait a minute. Maybe I know how to do it. Hold on, y'all. Oh, yeah. Chapter 21 is when we do it with the single finger ring. So, matter of fact, I think I don't have to do this, y'all. My bad. It's right here in this book. Chapter 21. Hello. Holla, holla. Whoop, whoop. Okay, anyway, y'all. I already have it. It's in chapter 21. My bad. Had I wouldn't have looked at it, right? So, yes. Chapter 21, page 56. Here it is. Alright, this is the one that's already in the book. And the other one's with the tritone. And spread the chord out. Alright, y'all get it? Okay, cool. So now, whoo! That was close! I thought I was going to have to do this in the book. Okay, cool. Alright, so I do not have to do these chords in the book. You get the concept that you can actually move your hands up on the board if you want. Use it. Alright, usually, depends on the ear and what you hear and how you want to do what you do, whatever. Y'all already know it's that praise break stuff. Yeah, I told y'all, don't. I'm putting relevant chords in the book so that way everybody can have these chords, so you no longer have to be begging people to teach you. So how much time should one practice, right? If you're brand new at this, and you get the book, I'm saying, you should, someone say you should in a day. When we say in a whole day, you should be able to learn your skills in all 12 keys in a day. But remember, I said have an A and a B and a C and a D and an E. If you want to push it out there, an F and a G and H project, or you can say a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 5, however y'all want to do it, number it. And always have an idea. Okay, project number 1, I want to learn my skills. Project number 2, I want to learn my chords in all 12 keys. And then project number 3, now I want to get into some advanced chord voicings. Project number 4, I want to get into now playing some chord progressions, like I just meant 3-chord progression, or you can do a 2-chord progression, a 3-chord progression, a 4-chord progression, a 5-chord progression, a 6-chord progression, a 7, 8, 9, 10, or whatever progression that you're trying to do, and put those in your little project. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would say if you're a beginner musician, make sure you learn your skills. Alright, and the numbers. I got everything laid out for everybody to learn how to do this. It's laid out. So you can check it out on my website, BishopJaceTheClockHotChords.in. So you'll be able to learn how to play these minor 9 11s, minor 9, minor 9, major 9, diminished 7, minor 9, 11, and you'll be able to learn how to play these chords instantaneously. Alright, can you go from a beginner's level to intermediate, or if you want to say intermediate level or beginner to advanced level? It depends on what you practicing on, right? So if I want to learn to play like the pros or advanced level musician, then I'm going to practice the advanced level musician's movements. But that's why I said this in the book. I hate saying advanced level or intermediate level, or rather even beginner per se. I would just say, listen, I'm just in the learning process. I'm just a student. So whether I end up learning how to play advanced level, every chord I played was a major move, which is basically in the book. It is basically nothing but the foundation. We call it the basic foundation. I'm just playing the basic foundation. Every chord I'm playing is the basic foundation. And the advanced level musician knows this. So, in our mindsets, we're thinking, oh my God, oh, he's a band. And all they're doing is playing the But we thinking they doing all this crazy stuff that we can't do. I used to feel that way. I used to say that to myself. Oh man, I can't play that. Oh man, these guys they on they on the top of the world. They are super advanced. These guys are top notch. They heavyweight. These are heavyweight dogs up in here. Dogs. I hit the button to go back up. Oh, okay, there it is. Oh, let me hit it back up. These guys are heavyweight. Man, they so advanced. I'm not gonna be able to catch that. That's just over. That's over my head. But no, it's not really over your head. Actually, they're literally playing the basic stuff. It just sounds pretty. Or we might. I'm kind of saying like this. If y'all look at it and say, you know what, homeboy, Bishop Tracy, bro, you up there with the big leagues. No, shut up, Bishop Drake. You up there with these big leagues. You're playing just like the big leagues. Then your whole mindset is going to be so focused on me being the big league. But I promise y'all, I'm doing nothing but the basic stuff. That's it. You know, and it's only because I know sus 4s. My sus 2. This is what I teach you the book. The 7 sus 4 chord. Right? My power chord, if you will, we call it the perfect fifth. The perfect fourth. That doesn't make me professional, actually. All that just saying, hey, you just you just learning. You learning like, oh. I'm figuring out what's going on. Appreciation, right? That doesn't make me professional. That just makes me say, oh, all they're doing is B flat and see, perfect fifth. That's what we're doing. Perfect fifth, perfect fourth, and then the minor, minor third, which is in chapter 18. Everything I'm doing is chapter 18, y'all. What? Chapter 18. All it's just is saying, hey, you know what? You have the knowledge now. And this is what all we doing. All I did now is just do this learn. Does that make me professional doing this? No. Does that make me professional because I'm doing that? Arpeggiations. I'm not fantastic with it, but you know, but yeah. Just because I'm playing this chord, D flat major 9 with 13, does that make me professional? No. Does that make me sound like I'm professional? I'm up there with the big leagues? No. I know they playing this, right? A flat, E flat, and 2. Does that make me professional? No. It's the knowledge. It's the foundation, the musical foundation, right? There was a guy who asked a question to another musician the other day. But it's just the music foundation. All I'm saying is I've learned major move, add the 2. I learned to play my minor chord and add the 2 because I understood the scale. And I'm learning to figure out, can I play it more than one different way? Add that it's up. Or just do inversion. Yeah. And it's some of it is accident. Oh, okay, I didn't know I can do that. Or now turn this into a D flat or C sharp minor 9. What? And I use a whole different chord like E flat major 9 or E flat major 7 or C. What would it sound if I did third inversion then? See what I'm saying? Ooh, second inversion. Ooh, third inversion. What would it sound like if I did it in the root? Ooh, wait a minute, I'm missing a note. Hold on. There it is. There it is. I accidentally. Ooh, that was an accident, but that wasn't supposed to happen. Woo! Ooh. Yeah, that was an accident. My bad. no, it wasn't my bad actually. No more. No more. Right, diminished. C sharp or D flat diminished major nine. That's nasty. Ooh. And then the major nine. So yes, all this theory stuff is the word I was saying for the foundation, but the theory behind the madness. All right, you learn your triads. So once you learn your triads, which is I teach, I put that in the book in chapter number 2. There's a song, the blood has stepped down, back up, to the minor move, back to the major move. So I'm going chapter 2, literally, chapter 2, major triad, back up, to chapter 3, minor move. Now, to some people, that might sound corny, right? Because I'm not adding the other little flavored notes in between to kind of flavorize it, but I'm just doing it in its extreme simple way, which is okay. But my book is gonna take you to a whole nother level. Oh man, my battery! I forgot to put this thing on the charge. Snap! Hold on, let me see. I'm gonna figure this one out. Hold on. We can't have the battery going dead on this. Sometimes this one acts weird. Let me try this plug-in because this meant to charge us up yesterday before I left. Let me see if I can get this one to act right today. Oh, okay, I think I got it charging. Hold on. It's got a short in there somewhere. Alright, hold on. There it is. Let me see. Try not to touch it. See if it charges up. But yeah, so yeah, all I'm doing is the chromatic move. Up. Oh man, I touched it. Alright, let's see. Hold on. Alright, so yes. It's just, try it. I'm just playing to try it. This is the basic theory. Back to the major move. Okay, now we hit you with the minor move. Ooh, minor 9/11. What? Shut your mouth, boy. Yeah. The major 7. Okay, I forgot. I haven't played this song in a while. Now, when we talk about practice, like you can do songs if you want to go that direction. You can use songs, okay, to also progress your plan or get better over time, right? So, let me see. I'm trying to find it. I thought I had seen this in here somewhere. The blood, I think, or the blood, I think that's what they call it. Oops, I done passed it up already. Yeah, you can keep the song simple. Yes, you might hear musicians playing some extra stuff that might seem extra, but really, honestly, is all basic stuff, and just make it sound pretty because they're using the idea of the major nines and the major 9/13s, and that sets you. I'm almost about to say it, but it's like setting the boys from the men or the men from the boys. Okay. In the beginning, you or a girl from the women, so whatever. Okay, all right. Okay, you starting out like the boys style, but now, okay, now you need to upgrade and start sounding like a man now, so to speak. I kind of use that analogy, so to speak, but I thought I seen this song in here. I know it was the blood. Is that the one? No, that's not the one. Hold on. I thought this song was in here. Oh, was it? Was it named? What was it named? I thought it was called The Blood. Let me see. Is this the one? Because I get mixed up with it. Maybe take out. Not that one. That is the up tempo when they do communion. Where's the other one at? I thought I saw that one in here. So I wanted to throw a little rhythm with it. I could have sworn I seen that song in here. Did C-Dub kick that song out? Oh, there it is, The Blood. I said it about like 10 times already. Let me see, this mutes. Let me just mute out this and this. Let's get this drums. I'll keep it simple. Trying to play simple. Back to the top. Chapter 2. Chapter 3 in the book. And back to chapter 2. My bad. Okay, now I'm going to the minor 9, chapter 3. Minor 9, 11. F7. Minor 7.5. Diminished. Minor 7, 11. Minor 9. Major 7. Okay, I tried to keep it simple. I haven't played this song in so long. But every chord I did was chapter 2. Chapter 2. Triads. Literally, I'm doing the triads. Triad minor. Right back to it. Now, minor 9, right? That's chapter 9 in my first book. Every chord I'm saying is in the very first book. Now we have the E7 voicing. Now I didn't put this in the book yet because why not? Okay, I'll put this move in the book. But now this is F7. Matter of fact, maybe I lied. Hold on. Where is that at? Actually, if I look at it from this angle, now everybody may play this part different. Wait a second. I'm just doing it simple. F7, right? This is the minor 7.5. Remember, I said this is in the book. So this, all these chords is in the very first book. All right, I can tell you straight up. Let's see. Let's go to the chapters, y'all. I'm playing every one of these chords, even if I don't know how to play the song. Right? I can listen to it, or I might come up with my own way of doing it. At the end of the day, I'll be able to play the song in all 12 keys because of now I have to learn what we call the pattern. All right, so if I focus to the pattern, I'll play the song in all 12 keys. All right, now that's a project. So every day or every other day, how much time you have on your hands, then you can take the same song and transpose it to all 12 keys over time. All right, so basically all I'm doing is chapter 1. I'm sorry, triads. All right, now I'm going to chapter 3, the minor moves. Back to chapter 2. All right, now let me flip over here. Chapter 9, minor 9, 11. Right? Now I didn't put this particular voicing in the book. Right? But this is the F7. Now this is just one way of approaching it. But did you know the tritone? Now if I'm thinking I'm on an organ, this is how I'd probably do it on an organ. Simplify. the G minor 9, G minor 7.5. So that will be our chapter 16. That's where that will be at. Remember, I can play them in all 12 keys. What? Yes. Okay. So, all right. So we got the minor 7.5, and then we have the diminished 7. Chapter who? Let me flip back over. Chapter 3. And then we have our major chord triad. Where y'all know what it is at, right? Chapter 2. Now, because I'm on the bass line right now, it makes me go to the B flat minor 9, which is what page again, y'all? That's right. Chapter 9. Chapter 9. If I was doing it, you still doing track. Try it. Technically, y'all really playing the F chord. Technically, which is funny. F. I want to do it. Hold up. We just add an E to it, and then I'm also going to the minor chord. Now you might hear me accidentally or possibly playing what we call the B flat minor 6 voicing, because we're walking up, and then that makes me now play the G minor 7 flat 5. Oh, so technically F to B flat minor. Then A diminished 7, because I'm down here on the A diminished 7. It's the C diminished group. What? Yes. See, every one of these chords is in the book. Alright, so yeah, but and I'm going to D flat. Now, because I hit this bass line here, this just made me play the B flat minor 7. Well, I like to play the 9 or B flat minor 7, 11, and then when I bring my other hand, then that made me play the B flat minor 9, because now I'm adding other notes to the voicing. You know, the B flat is 1, 2, the 9. All right, and then in that scale 1, 2, 3, 4, it's 11, and I can play both of these. More than one way to play that voicing. Remember, inversions. Alright, so I can do inversions. At the end of the day, I can play this song pretty much in whatever, even if I've never played it before. Minor 7 flat. Diminished move. And I may do the walk back up with the diminished chord, because I know there's 3 diminished 7 voicing. So it depends. And then and hit you over. Go to the E flat minor 7 flat 5 portion again. Now if I go, I'm adding other notes in the left hand to flavorize it, but I'm just adding the sharp to it, F sharp. The E flat minor 7 sharp 11. That's because I'm adding to the voicing D flat major add 2. If I'm C sharp or D flat, depending on the key sequence you were saying, you're in F sharp minor 6 or G flat minor 6. D flat minor, D flat add 2. So if I individually 2, 3, 4, 5. forgot what song we was doing. The blood answers. Cavalry. Now coming down. Cavalry. The blood. Remember, we're doing the version that give me strength from day. Two, three, four. You can something like that. And then like I said, I haven't played the song in so long, so I don't know how to play it actually. I'm faking it. On Cavalry, and I got. This is the one I was telling y'all the other day, doing the minor 9 voicing. I'm already building it in the book. Alright, so I've already gotten that going. Actually, I made it down. I forget how many chapters I done started smashing on. Tomorrow, yeah, I think tomorrow I'm gonna probably really seriously. I think tomorrow I'm gonna really probably like grind into finishing the chapters that I've started with on what y'all saw me doing. I've actually added some more chapters already within the last few hours from when I was last on video here. So basically, I need to get to at least 80 pages. So I'm pretty much, I don't want to say the word I'm halfway there, but I'm definitely on my way for sure. So, but I'm going back editing stuff to make sure that everything lines up the way I want these chords to line up appropriately, so that when the book goes out, published, it's going to come out with everything correct. And I'm not having to be like, oh my God, y'all put the wrong, or oh my God, I messed up. So I'm always double checking my work. All right, so I don't have too many mistakes in the book. I believe my first book only had one. So anybody who discovered whatever it was, I can't remember which oh, I know, I just lied. I see it right here. I actually highlighted it actually. Oh, my first book was one mistake. That one on me. That was on the company. And that was, they were supposed to put over chapter 15, they were supposed to put the -7 with a flat 5, 9, 11. But however, when you go to chapter 16, you're going to see it anyways, because I had already charted it as to what chord you're actually going to play over in that chapter. That was chapter 15, I said, right? And that was supposed to be the minor 9, flat 5, 9, 11. So thank God I actually put it on here. But on that very first page at the top in the right hand corner where it says chapter 15, they put -7, and they forgot to put the 5 there, but it's 9, 11. So on the actual keyboard chart itself, it's the -7, flat 5, 9, 11. So that was the only mishap there in this book. The other book was 2 mishaps. And I was like, y'all, come on. Can y'all see? I think we corrected it on the hardcover. So we were able to go back to correct it on the hardcover, because once the ebook came out and the paperback came out, Amazon only said, hey, sent me a message saying, hey, not about the correction, but about upgrading or adding to the book for the hardcover. I have to have more than 80 pages. And I'm like, really? And so we made the correction on the hardcover. Matter of fact, speaking about that, let me make sure we did that actually. So let me go to the hardcover. And so if you have the paperback, don't trip, no big deal. You'll see I've still made the correction for the actual chord, but for whatever reason, the publishing company missed it. And this is chapter 7, matter of fact. So in chapter 7, you're supposed to play the C7 sharp, sharp 9, flat 5. Chapter 7. All right, but they accidentally put on there at the top, which is say A, 7.1, A, 7, sharp 9, sharp 5. That was a mistake on them. But if you look on the keyboard chart itself, you see that that I made sure y'all gonna have the right chords. So that was the one mistake they made. The second one, oh, it wasn't the second one, huh? Oh snap! Okay, my bad. Okay, I thought it was two. Um, oh, okay. So it was just that one. I thought it was two mistakes that they made on my second book. So, oh snap! They did it right. Okay, so the second one they did right. The first that chapter 7, that was a mishap on their end, not my end. So let's look at the hardcover and let's see if they actually corrected what was a mishap on the hardcover. So let me go to chapter number 7. 7, and they made it correction here on the hardcover. So yay, okay. So in the hardcover they made the correction. I'm not sure about the ebook version. I hadn't had a chance to even view it yet. For those who do have it, if you see it on there, you don't have to let me know. But if you do see it on there, you know that on the keyboard diagram itself, it has the correct information on there. So we did go back. We were able to go back. It was only because Amazon said, "Hey, you don't have enough pages to do the hardcover. You have to have more than 80 pages to fulfill that part." So we were able to go back the second time around and make the corrections there. So let me make sure chapter number 8 is correct. Yep. So they did make the corrections there. Yay! All right. So that was taken care of there. I thought it was 2, but man, I was okay. It was 1. All right. So I guess for both books there was one for one mishaps, not on my end. It wasn't my fault. Okay. All right. So but just know the course and the diagram itself is always going to be correct because I'm double checking to make sure we get it down. So let me see. Let me go back over here. I got to chapter number. I got up to chapter number 8. No, actually, let's go back. 9, I think. I think it's 9. Yeah. Okay, I have to fix. So it says I have to fix chapter 17. No, I have to fix chapter 7. All right. I'm gonna work on that on Monday, and then this first page, which is page 18. Miraculously, I did the next page, which is page 19. I had to do the chorus backwards, and I was like, man, why am I doing this backwards, bro? But that was only because on the next page I had already put the next new chord there, so I had to go and build the chord backwards, and I'm like, bro, you. I did that. I did that kind of the hard way. So I gotta go back to chapter 7 and fix 7. So matter of fact, since I'm on this, because actually I was trying to see if I was actually playing the chord the way I wanted to play them actually. Yep, there it is. All right, so I was right. Ooh, okay. All right. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I was playing these chords correct. All right, so let's see. Okay, the second chord. All right, cool. All right. So moving forward, I have now only one D minor 9 and E flat minor 9, E minor 9, and F minor 9. I have to fix those. That's it. Oh, once I do that, that page will be finished and completed in chapter 7. And then I move down here to chapter number 8. And then I'm going to build chapter 8. Yeah, them note chords. I'm going to build the chapter 8. That's going to be our minor 7, flat 5, flat 9, flat 13. And then I'll build the chapter 9. We will have the C9, 13 sharp 11. So I'll build that. And then since then, yesterday, then we have the C major add to in another voicing, right? In another break. That's chapter 10. And then this was my song book. I don't even know why I got this over here. Let me move this off of here. Let me move this off of here. Cause before I move it off here first, let me make sure it's on the other. I have another page that I moved it to. How do I get there? I hit this. All right, project. I always use that word project. So let me make sure I have that already moved over here into my project, another project folder, or another project book actually. So I can build more than one book at one time, but it's time consuming. And all right, so I have it already there. Okay, cool. I can go back over to the other book. Where is it? Oh, where is it? Where is it at? Oh snap! What I do with? Oh, hold on. Let's go back over here. Now I can go ahead and delete that song book off of here. And I mentioned that the other day that I had already started the song book, but I was whoops, I'm on the wrong book again. Hold on. Project. Go back to my book. All right. Okay, now let's go down here. I had already started the song book. I was partially halfway done with the song book, but I changed my mind not changed my mind, but I'm concerned about copyright. So let's just say, I'm gonna take this one off. I was gonna do this song. I'm gonna delete this one. I was using an example. What? I thought I was gonna delete the whole thing, but I was gonna delete the whole thing. What? Hold on, y'all. Okay. Unlock. What you mean unlock? It is unlocked. Okay. Okay, so I deleted that. Songs off of my page, and then all the rest of these are like the way I build the chords. So I have all my little empties down here so I can move them up, down, around wherever I want to put them, and then build the actual book. The color is now going to be orange and purple, burnt orange purple, and I need to get to at least 80 pages. Alright, ooh, that was only 79. Ooh, that's because I minus a page. Okay, let me add a page. Okay, that gave me back to 90 page. I might have to add let me add 5 more. Let me add 7 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's just in the case I'm come up short. And hopefully I'm not gonna come up short. Alright, cool. So I added the page. I already got my logo. So we're gonna see what my next book cover gonna look like. So once I get this done, I gotta go up here to my context and add in the chords on the chart and all that good stuff, and then send this to my editor. So how I have to end up doing it, I have to download it to my desktop, and then once I download it to my desktop, the company will send me a link that I can drop the book into it. Once I drop the information into the PDF or whatever they want to call it, and then they will start working on the book and working on what type of book cover I want and all that good stuff, and make the design of it or whatever. So yeah. So y'all got this sneak peek of this. So let's go back to practicing again. Now I just want to confirm the chord that I was playing, which is the minor 7 minor 9 voicing. So I want to play it. Make sure I play that. Yeah. And like I said, there's more than one way to perch the minor 9 chord. Let me see. Hold up. Now, this is the one I'm building. Have built already. this other one. And I'm gonna do another one. A flat minor 9/11. And I told you there's more than one way to do the minor 9/11. Oh my goodness. There's more than one way to play the minor 9/11. And that's why I'm like, oh my god, I don't want to be on these minor 9/11 different voices in one book. I'll do a few of them. So I'll try to do maybe like 2 or maybe 3. I might do 3 different routes in this book, right? Different routes of how to play the major 9/13s. Because I told you it's more than one way to play the major 9. And speaking about this, that's not in the book. And I'm like, I need to put this major 9 portion in the book. You saw the best of me. Wife is calling. Allah.
Hey,
What's up?
I'm getting some Chinese food. What you doing?
Chinese food.
I'm
Allah.
gonna go by the bank and get your money.
You gonna get my money?
Left. He did.
You gonna get my
James
money?
decided to leave. James left.
We can talk about that later. You talk to me about that later. Talk to me about that later.
Yeah, he left. The pastor didn't want to pay. He said that. The pastor said that he was going.
Okay, babe. Just talk to me about that later. I'll see you when you get here. Alright, cool. So that's where we at with that. Alright. Alright, so let's get back to practice. So if you really want to learn how to play, you can spend 30 minutes. I would say 30 minutes. If you beginner, 30 minutes. But make sure you have a few ideas that you want to do. Plan 1, plan 2, or 3, or 4, or 5. You can call it project plans, however y'all want to give it a name, and have a backup plan. So that way, if you finish one of them in your 30-minute practice, or learning, if you will, then you can go to the next, and then to the next. I tried to commit myself to play this other song, right? To make sure I don't need to have to sit here and try to practice 30 minutes into it. You know what I'm saying? My bad. So I'm saying? Alright. And I don't have to do anything, or maybe I go ahead and play the intro. Alright, and I just break it up into sections. So remember, I can sit here and put myself on the timeline and say, I only want to spend 1 minute. If I can just spend 1 single minute, alright, get you a clock, I don't know, a timer, a clock. Alright, let me see. Some of my clock setups I already have it already here. Let me see. What is it? Is it 4 something? 4:15. Alright. 4:15. I'm gonna do an example. Let me see. Let's see what we want. What I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm gonna learn something, but it doesn't have to take me 30 minutes to do it. But I'm gonna spend let's just say 1 minute or 5 minutes, whatever I'm gonna set it up for. So let me see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's do this. Let's do this. Be like my boss. Let's do this. I'm gonna set this up. So let me see. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So let's say 4. Hold on. Why did it do that? I didn't say 4:17. Yo, I was trying to say. Oh, good. Let's say 4:20. Actually, now I'm gonna put 21. I'm gonna spend 5 minutes, but I'm gonna spend 5 minutes learning different things or something, whatever it is. Let me turn that one off. Let me turn this one off. Where did it go? I said 5:20. Okay, it is. So 5 minutes. Let's go. Let me see. I'm gonna learn this right here. Memorizing it now. That's it. That's it. Okay, now, let me see. I want to learn, I love you though. I want to transpose it. I love you though. Let's see. I love you. My way. That's it. Okay. I want to learn it in V. Uh-oh. It might not feel like you're learning a lot, but trust me. 7. See? Good. Let's do that again. So I was like, okay. All right. So that's something. Time is still ticking. Let me see. I want to learn something like this. Whatever. Okay. Cool. I want to learn something else. I'm utilizing my time purposely. All right. I want to utilize my time. Let me learn this too. And I'm not trying to do everything. Let's see. Okay, that's cool. All right, cool. Let's see. What else can I get? Come on, Dre. Come on. Let's do this. Let's get at it. All right, let's do this one. What? Okay, I was early. There it is. Do it again. Okay. Here that chord go. There it is. Let's see. Let's see. Every chord I'm playing is in the book, y'all. Oh, my time is up. Y'all catch what I did? How many items did I have? And how much time I spent? 5 minutes. I learned a lot, believe it or not. It might not seem like it, but I learned a lot. It's kind of like this. When I do this, I have fun doing it because I'm saying, you know what? I didn't know this, but now I know. Ooh, I know it now. That's it. So I look at it like what I didn't know from at first, in my 5 minutes of practice, what I didn't know, now I know. What? Listen, and when I learn something, I'll put it to the side. All right? Whatever that portion of it, whatever it is that I lined up, I put it to the side. Now, remember I told you that 5 minutes is going to turn into possibly a 10 minutes. Because listen, y'all, I still got some time on my hand here. And it's just 4:30 almost. It's 4:22. Man, you know what? Um, I want to learn something else. You know what? Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let me see. I gotta add to my repertoire here. I gotta add some. Cause now you're starting to become hungry for it. So far, what I'll start doing after this, I'll start saying, okay, I ain't tripping off my time no more because I got time to do some more. Right? I got some time to do some more. So then I want to start adding to it. Now remember, I already have to already know what I want to do. I already have to already know exactly what I want to do. All right, so that was one item, or plan A. Or I had a plan B in place. I had a plan C in place. I had a plan D in place. All right, I can grab stuff and go. All right. So I usually use the word. Have your ducks lined up. All right. Have your ducks lined up on exactly what you want to do, so that way you're not wasting time doing something that you be like, "Oh, man, make your practice count." All right. What's another one I could have added to? So now I'm thinking some more ideas to add to my practice. You know, I did that. I love you, love. I love you, love. I love you, love today because you care for me. That's my own little something I always wanted to do. I love you, love. I love you, love, dear. I love you, love. Okay, I done left my little, I done left what I was doing, right? In other words, now I feel like, you know what? It's 4:24. All right, you know what? I'm a add another. Let me go on and add another. Let me go ahead and add another. Let me add another 5 more minutes to my practice, right? So fine. Let's see. Let's add another 25 minutes. Now I had 5 minutes earlier. We added another five more to go. All right, let's get at it. Let's go to the I love you. Let's see. I love you today. Let's see. Today. to the 7, 3, 6, 2, 5. And then 6, 7. I kept it simple, y'all. I ain't do nothing crazy. My finger better fall right. Right? Okay. Oh man. That was a little longer. Okay. I can come up with another idea. Let me see. Let me learn a little bit of this. All right. So I'll have everything already lined up. Not me trying to find something to line up. So whatever it is that I want to do, I already would have to have things lined up. So I want to do something like this. F2 7. A flat at 2, I think. E flat to minute 7. B flat minor 9. Chords I'm familiar with, so I'm like. What? So yeah. So what we doing? Perfect fifth, perfect fourth. But I look at it as the sus4 at first, and I omit the 4, or is it omit the 5? Oh, I think we omitting the 5. Actually, what we omitting? The 4th. Omit the 4th, and you basically just playing 1 5 1. Forever, forever, forever. I'm gonna remember the 1 5 1, 1 5 1. I don't care what's going on. If somebody play this, I'm gonna always remember the 1 and 8, 5 1, and the 6 5 6 5 1. What? And I can always transpose back down and play the 1 5 1 5 6 1. If y'all hear any tap tap, my wife accidentally broke my E flat here. It's loose. In here, I don't know why I keep telling her, stop putting your Bible books on top of my keys. So I think that's the only one that's loose. Yeah, my E flat is loose. Time is up. Oh man. Alright, so you guys get the point, right? How much can I add to what I'm doing? Now, I lost my time because I was talking, but believe me, I would have made it count. I promise you that. I would have made whatever I had in mind count. Per every 5 minutes, I'm learning something, and I'm learning more than an A, B, C, and D. I'll plan it out like at least an A, B, C, and D. At least 4 items. At least. If I can at least get 4 different items learned in a 5-minute period, that's good. That is really good. That is like an accomplishment that you're going to actually turn your planning from beginner's level to advanced level very fast. Because I got it planned out. I'm going to learn a little of this. It's advanced. Supposedly, right? Ooh, this is too much for me. See, I didn't do the rest of that, right? Like I said, I chopped stuff up a little bit by little bit. A first portion of it, then I come back and do another portion of it. Then I come back and do another portion of it, and another portion of it. A little this, a little that. This is gonna help your plan progress a lot faster. Some people feel like, hey man, I gotta spend 30 minutes on this one thing. I'm not spending 30 minutes doing that. I'm sorry, 5 hours. I'm not gonna spend 5 hours trying to learn this song. I ain't doing that. Nope, no sir, no Mel. Nope. If I can get 5 minutes of this first thing or less, and generally I would say after maybe the first couple of times of doing it, or the first, sometimes you can get it the first time around. Okay, I got it. You know, and some stuff might be a little bit technical. Cause I was like, how am I supposed to do my finger like that? Right, get used to doing stuff. Get my fingers to try to do stuff. Get my fingers to fall where they're supposed to fall. And try to mimic. Alright, so I'll spend my 5 minutes of different stuff. Okay? And then when it's time to come back and pick up on whatever the next section is going to be, then I'll pick up on the next section. But like I said, for me, I have learned to do more than 5 different items or 4 different things. Like I said, you know, projects. I call it projects. Because I spent time doing this. I spent time doing it, and it definitely made my plan come up pretty fast. But I have to be consistent with it. But I fell off when I got sick, so now I feel like I'm doing what is called a restart, recharge, Okay, I'm restarting all over again. Like somebody said something. I forgot who it was. I forgot it was who said this. Crucial Key. Crucial Keys. Anybody know Crucial Keys? He's hilarious. He's a cool guy. But he said to somebody, he said, "Hey man, show me or teach me how you doing that as if I was a 4-year-old." That was kind of hilarious. I was like, a 4-year-old, bro? Couldn't it be at least 6-year-old? And he said a 4-year-old. Yeah. So teach me like as if I'm a 4-year-old. So I'm sitting here like today, and I'm trying to teach myself, and just because I'm teaching myself, but if it was somebody else who's sitting here saying, Bishop Tracy, I'm gonna teach you like as if I was teaching a 4-year-old. But no, I don't want to be taught like a 4-year-old. But I mean, y'all get what I'm trying to say. If I was a 4-year-old, 2-year-old, but I don't want you teaching me that slow though. I don't want it that slow. I don't want it that slow. But cause for me, everybody's different. I know that we're all different. Some of us have a faster learning abilities. Right? All right. So I put something else in front of me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different things. I used to sit here and have my keyboard stacked with stuff. If it's gonna be keyboard ideas, I used to have it actually plastered up here, taped up around. But I got all this other stuff going on over here, and I would just put like 18 different ideas. I was like, I gotta learn from 18 different people, some different ideas. I think y'all heard me say that before. That because now my brain is saying I can do more. And in the beginning, it was a struggle. All right, in the beginning, oh, this is organ stuff. In the beginning, it was yes, it was a struggle because I didn't have the focus, or didn't want to concentrate. So my focus was all messed up because I was so into other stuff. Right, so they got 1 item, 2 item, 3 item. Plan 1, plan 2, plan 3, plan 4, plan 5, plan 6, plan 7. Right, all right, and I keep building it. Right now, I said my goal was I said 18. Yeah, 18. My goal is to learn 18 different ideas from 18 different musicians. So this is 1. This is 2. This is 3. This is 4. This is the same musician. No, hold on. This would be the same musician. If I took this out of the equation, then I had to bring somebody else in. So that would be me taking this one out because I'm already going to be learning an idea from the same musician here. So my teacher, I don't know who the musician is. I think this is Aaron Lindsay. I don't know who played this tune for Marvin Sapp. And then this one, I know elder pastor. Now he's pastor now, Pastor Devin Watkins. This one we already know, Jason White. All right. Then this is Young G Nash, Josh Nash, and then this one here is David Jackson. Now I was playing the David Jackson move when he did that, Okay, then alright, I'm gonna slide this on over here and move that out the way. Okay, so now I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different musicians that I can learn ideas from. Okay, so I get it. But when he first started, F minor 9, and we in A flat. So I said, okay, well, this is A flat. He's doing this here, and he's starting on 6. F minor, add 2. F minor, add 2, and the play by sight. All right, I already knew that immediately. The second I heard the chord that he played it, and yes, yours truly has locked it in over here. F minor, add 2, chapter 9. I think I did it and another voicing. Let me see. I think did I do it more than twice? Because I told you there's more than one way to play the minor voicings. Add the two to it, so that you guys know that. But let me see. Did I do it more than that chapter? Let me see. I got it in chapter 9. See, did I do it in another chapter? I'm just curious. 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 I'm curious. Oh, I guess I did it on the one way. All right, so I did that chord movement over here, chapter number 9, and immediately I knew what it was when I heard the F. There it is, right here, chapter 9, page 32. So as soon as he played the chord, immediately I already knew. I already know what's up. All right, the first chord. It's in the book. I heard the chord. I played the chord. You know why I heard the chord? I played the chord? Because I put it in the book. Right now, the second chord. It's the diminished 7. Chapter who? In my very first book. That very first book. The diminished 7 voicing in the very first book. Chapter 3. Edition 1. Alright, so we already know. A flat add 2. We already know it's over here in my second book, right? That's actually the next chapter. Matter of fact, moving over here to chapter 10. What? And of course, there's more than one way to approach the same chord. You know, you have the A flat add 2 this voice, and I told you you have it this way. You have it this one. All right, you have it this one. What? Yes, so it's more than one way to approach that same chord. Now, maybe what I might do is with this one, I might do with this voice, this version. Let me see, did I do it more than one time? So we have the major add 2 on chapter 10. We have the major add 2 on chapter 11. So look, version, did I do it there? That was that one. The other one with the A flat, that's the one I'm building right now. And then now we have the other one. So let me see. Do I do it now? Hold on. Sneak peek over here. Major add 2. We have it over here in chapter 12. So let me see, what version did I do it over here? And that other one, that's the one I mentioned. This one. Of course, there's more. Okay, still more. All right. So this route is the one I'm gonna have to put in the book. As simple as it may sound, now here's the other idea too. Even when I'm doing it, now he can play F minor 9. You can do that too. Or A flat major 7 in this voicing. Major 7 or 9 or minor 9, 11. So you can take that either way. I'm gonna do it this way. A flat add 2. And then I'm gonna do it the other way. A flat major 7. And then we'll do the minor move. Minor 9 or minor 9, 11. Now we already understood 6 5 6 5 1 1 1. Alright. Now, I don't know if I really want to put that in the book because that would be a little bit more complex because people will not, that would be more of a video type of thing because people will not understand what I'm saying. You're going 5 1 5 and you're playing this chord here. I wouldn't probably want to do it that way because that will be a little different. Yeah. Now, I might start doing MIDI. So I may do what we call either video MIDI videos to add to my website. That's something y'all got to give me some time. I'm not retired. I don't have a whole lot of time on my hands to be trying to do all this stuff, but that is another thing me and my agent is talking about doing, is putting videos in, putting them in a MIDI format as well, so you can get not only just our book, but also you can also get video footage of me doing lessons as well as MIDI lessons also as well. So we're talking about that too. So we'll be probably dropping that type of stuff on my website, which is Bishop Tracy Clark. INFO. Bishop Tracy Clark. INFO. All right. What time is it now? Almost 5 o'clock. So that's how I would do my practice, y'all. Then if I want to do it with somebody else, hold on. Let me quit, right? All right. So I'm now doing the Nash system. I'm gonna call it the Nash system. The Nash system. Then we're gonna have the white system. All right. Right. And then we have the Devon system. All right, and then we have I'm not sure if this is Aaron Lindsay playing on the Marvin Sapp thing. Then we'll have his system, and then of course yours truly, mine's truly music teacher. And it's very short. Let me see. Hold on. Oh, there it is. Okay, let me do that again. I don't know why my finger want to play this other voice again. All I'm doing is, y'all, the major simple 5. Every chord in my book, major simple 5 transposing a whole step over. 6/9 sharp 11. And then I'm doing. No, hold on. I don't know why my finger won't do it. Here it is. And the major simple flat 5, sharp 11. In the book. Every chord I'm doing in the book. The tritone. But there's more than one way to approach the same chord. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Let me get this one together. Good. Alright. See. Station identification. And then we go to A flat add 2. There's another route. I keep forgetting. There's more than one way to play these major add 2 voicings. Right? I may put this particular chord in the book too. The other one was this one. And then I may put this one in the book. So it's just more than one way to play these chords. Because you never know what your favorite musician might end up doing. So I want to fix this problem once and for all. Come on, dog. And then this voicing. And then I already know we're going here. This is G minor 7, 11. Now I'm gonna throw my 2 cents in. That's gonna make me play the major 9 13 because now I'm being, minor 3rd, major 3rd, perfect 4th, perfect 5th. I'm just twanging it. My wife call it twiddling. Now that was a short one, thank God. So like I said, you can you can practice 5 minutes and put whatever it is in front of you. And listen, y'all, I challenge this myself because I'll be like, man, okay, how much can I? How much can I bear? How much can I bear? How much can I bear? How much can I tolerate? How much can I actually hold in my mind? And I start learning kind of quickly, and my brain is asking for more, like food. Like man, my brain is asking for like more food. It's more chords. I say food, but chord. My brain is like, yo, bro, give me some more. Give me some more. Come on, bro. We need some more. My goal is to get up to 18 different people that I can learn from 18 different ideas from different people. That is my goal. I haven't quite got my list all the way to 18. I think I got at least 4 more to go, and I don't even know where my little slip disappeared. Is as I had told y'all earlier. Well, my wife comes in here too, her little services in here. Oh, there it is. I see it down there. At least one piece of it. Let me go get my catcher, because I don't want to reach down there and be pass out. All right, because I'm not 100% well, so I don't want to get dizzy and pass out. All right, let me see. I hope this is the one, because I had two of them somewhere. Maybe I might have put the other one over there by the organ. Let's see, this might be both of them. Fire. Let's see if those are the ones I'm looking for, because I've been looking for it up here on the keyboard for a couple of days. I'm like, man, what did my wife do? My wife move them again? Move my stuff around? Nope, this ain't it. All right, this is my passcodes to other stuff. All right. I don't know where is that, but I had gotten up to 18 different, almost close to 18 different people that I was going to learn ideas from. Piece green over here. All right, once I find it, then I'll go forward. Where is the list? I had my list already somewhere. Like, where is the list that I put over there on organ, I think? I don't know, where is that? Take these glasses off. I can't see what the glasses are. I don't know, where is that actually? I don't know, sometimes when my wife come in, she be moving stuff. Why you keep messing with my stuff? Alright, I don't see it over here. It must be over there. I'm assuming it's over there on the organ. And sure enough, it is. Let me see, can I reach it? And I'm gonna try to reach over there. Get the cat catcher. I had to use this, y'all. I know this is hilarious, but I had to use the catcher because my situation wasn't a great situation. I was sick. Look at me, man. I'm catching the screwdriver. I caught the screwdriver, y'all. Yeah, I had to use the catcher because I couldn't bend down. I couldn't lift anything. And if I lean a certain way, I'll be like almost finna pass out. Because of the medication and also because of the valley fever still in my system, mainly in my back for the most part. But I believe it's the side effects for the medication, for my gathering, that if I reach too far forward, definitely for sure if I lean to the right, no doubt. It used to be to the left, and somehow that stopped happening. Somebody said that maybe I'm having terrible vertigo. Vertical. I think that's what they say, vertical. bad vertigo. And then somebody said that they think that I might have, what is it called? It's with the ear. What's that word? I can't think of it right now, but something with the ear. Um, Something with the ear. I can't think of the word for it. In other words, if I lean all the way too far to the right, something with my ear would cause me to have this dizzy spell. But it's called something else. I can't remember. I'll put it like this. One time I went to the doctor and they was cleaning my ears and they was put the little thing on the tray underneath my ear. Yeah, maybe it might still be called vertigo or something, but I thought it was a different name for it. But anyway, anybody who's nurses on here don't know what I'm talking about. But they had warm water and they squirted it in my ear to try to clear my ear out, and all of a sudden I'm sitting on the on the gurney, and all of a sudden I felt like I was finna pass out, and I was like, whoa. And he's like, you okay? I'm like, and I couldn't speak because it was like when it was squirting into my ear, and I was like, man, ugh. And then so I don't know if that's considered vertical or something, but it was something with the ear. And then when it hit me with my right ear, that was even 10 times worse because I was like, what's happening here? Not only did you can't hear because your ears are clogged up, but it was like um, I started falling forward, and it was like, hold on, where you going? I was like, passing out because when it was squirting into my ear, and I was like, ugh. And I got real like dizzy, and I was like, and they was like, no, then you got to lean to the right. Of course, you know, you get so they can drain your ear. So I was doing that, and when I was doing that, then I got super dizzy, and I started leaning forward. I could feel myself moving forward, but trying to hold my balance, and then I was like, they had to catch me because I was about to fall. So I'm thinking maybe I have a terrible case of vertigo. Now, before after that, all that, that's when I discovered it when I had my tooth pulled. That was weird. Anyway, I'm gonna fast forward after that. Then I got sick with valley fever. Then I thought, okay, maybe it's the medication they got me on. And I'm trying to remember the name of that medication that they give you. Um, Dang, what is it called? Starts with a G. Dang, what was the name of it? But they was giving me Gavin, something like that. But it was giving me that, and then I felt like I was having a loss of memory. And then that's when I started having it more vertical on my left side, terribly. Like I mean, whoa, I was like, what? The whole room is spinning. I mean, the whole room was. I was like, what? So Gabby did something like that. It was giving me. It's supposed to be to help your pain and all this stuff. And I was like, I don't know, stop giving me that. Like it was giving. I think I only took it maybe 3 times, maybe 2 or 3 times, and then that's when the spells became even more worse. And then I was like, and then it was making me sick, and the whole room like spinning just for no reason. I could be sitting here like right now, and the whole room just like. Anyway, so because that was in my system the first time, and then the second time, and then I think they gave it to me the third time because now I wanted to confirm if it was that medication doing it or not. So then I said I took it, and then all of a sudden out of the blue, it started happening to me on the right side. So then that's when I told him stop giving me that stuff, or my wife told him stop giving me that stuff because I told her that I felt even more 10 times terrible than what I was. So they stopped giving it to me. So after about 3 weeks, 4 weeks, the dizziness stopped on my left, but it continued on my right. So I think that um, I had loss of memory. And then reading on the medication, it says you're gonna have loss of memory at times, or you may have short term, long term, or mid term, whatever they call it. Um, yeah, so I ended up having some shorter memory of some things that I practice. And I'm like, my wife sometimes be laughing at me like, did you forget the song? Yeah, what song? Yeah, you played that song. You used to play that song every Sunday. And now I can't even remember. I can't even play A flat. I can't even play an A flat. It's like, what's wrong with you? Your brain is messed up, bro. So now I have to redevelop. Hey, what's up, mama? All right, let me go eat, y'all.
Wanna eat?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. Peace and love and cornbread. Yeah.